If you have watched the recent Apple event, you're probably thinking of ordering a MacBook, but one of the biggest ones, probably more expensive one. However, I'm sure you don't want to wait for years or probably months before you even get access to a hardware, right? But you would not believe this is what a lot of people used to do for years before cloud was a thing. You may wonder, what is cloud? If you are in technology, you probably know what cloud is already. And I know I started talking about Apple Cloud. This is not iCloud. iCloud is different. I'm talking about the other cloud. So what is cloud? Cloud is basically access to infrastructure of the scale of a large enterprise through a web console. Now, if that definition doesn't really make sense, maybe the next 3 chapters of this YouTube video would make some sense. For these, you probably need 3 definitions to be cleared off. Software provider, data center, and then the cloud itself. Software provider, imagine Facebook.com, the first version of Facebook when Mark Zuckerberg wrote that in his dorm room and he started hosting it, started sharing it with his co-founders that he later on ditched. But that's a separate story. When he made that first version, he wasn't really thinking that it would be used by a lot of people. He may have had the vision, but the first version was used by probably only the university that he was at. He did a great job, got really popular, and now it started expanding across different universities. As it started expanding across different universities, clearly his laptop could not hold the load. So he would have had to figure out a way, how do I make this available to many universities without breaking my entire budget or without having to just have my laptop on 24/7? So the way people used to do this is by going to something called a data center where you get access to thousands of computers and you can basically rent as many as you want. That's what majority software providers do, and they have been doing this for years. Now the challenge with software data center, which is basically a building with a lot of servers, and you can lease a particular server or you can have a lease to the entire floor with many servers depending on how big you want to go. If you want to go geographically global as well, you can hire a data center in that local area and they would have interconnectivity, and that could be one way of you catering for people around the world. That is before cloud became a thing. Now Amazon Web Service was the first cloud provider. The way the cloud changed everything, or cloud in general changed everything for everyone, was when data center became popular. For someone like me or any one of you, if you wanted to host a website or start at Facebook.com, which can cater for universities, we had to wait for months before we get access to hardware that can even cater for that kind of website scale. What that meant is you probably, if you wanted to start a website today, you probably have to wait 6 months, 7 months before you even get the server to be able to even cater for that kind of website. Cloud made this accessible in a way that you can get access to infrastructure within a matter of minutes. Imagine having access to the scale of Facebook.com as it stands today, but within a few minutes. That's what cloud provides, and that's what makes cloud really popular. Now, if you're interested in knowing about why businesses care about cloud and why do they need it, you may want to check out the next video in this series. Now that you've figured out what cloud is, you may want to figure out a way how to protect this, right? After all, we are talking about cybersecurity. If you are interested in protecting cloud, you probably would be interested in our sponsor, which is Lightspin. Lightspin is an agentless, context-driven Cloud Security Posture Manager, or CSPM. In 2022, if you are trying to protect your cloud environment or understand the posture of it, you probably need 2 things: prioritization and the attack path. Once you have the attack path defined, you probably want some context for how do you prioritize something like this. And if you are looking for a Cloud Security Posture Manager tool like that, you definitely should consider Lightspin for it. And you can check out Lightspin on lightspin.io/Ashish for more information. I'll leave this in description in the comment as well. Thank you, Lightspin, for sponsoring the video. If you found value from this video and you like hearing about cloud security content, feel free to subscribe to our channel, Cloud Security Podcast. We produce video like this almost on a weekly basis, and we have interviews across the board. So do check the channel out, check out the interviews, and I'll see you in the next video where we'll talk about why do businesses really care about cloud and why do they even need it. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.